So, what has gone wrong with elite sport and sport generally? I have, since 2016, been working with a charity called the True Athlete Project, and we have a mission to create a more compassionate culture of sport. Basically, all of us in the team believe that sport can be an incredible force for good in the world, for both physical and mental health, and connecting communities, creating relationships, just creating this joy of participation and effort and challenge. But it all too often is failing drastically to live up to that values proposition. Where's it gone wrong? So we could probably trace a lot of this back about 20 to 30 years ago with the increasing professionalization of sport. And in the UK, in the mid 90s, we started getting lottery funding for Olympic sports, about the same time where rugby was starting to be professionalized, or much more professionalized. Football was well on its way. But this has had just an incredible effect on the sporting landscape as a whole, as we see it across the entire country. On the one side, our successes in the Olympics have just gone through the roof. I mean, just unimaginable kind of progress in terms of gold medals and medals and ranking on the medal table at the Olympics, through to London, third in the table, Rio, second in the table. It was just unimaginable back in the mid 90s when we only won one gold medal. So in one way, it's been an incredible success, but it's come at an incredible cost. We're just seeing now, as we've been seeing for a few years, but we're seeing now just how pervasive this win at all costs approach has been on the sporting communities, but especially on the athletes and the coaches who have been kind of put through this conveyor belt and treated almost as commodities, as robots, and on this kind of in this machine just to churn out results. And you know, there's something really wrong with the system when those who are the most successful are just ending up broken or depressed or on antidepressants at the end of it. And that's what we're seeing now. We're seeing these high performance systems that are masquerading as high performance, really, because I don't think we can call them high performance if they are breaking down the people who are going through those systems. So they're creating incredible results, but just destroying the people who are going through it. And that kind of that goal, that vision, that dream that is being sold to young athletes, that if you just reach that high, if you win the gold medal, if you become Olympic or world champion, your life is going to be golden. You're going to be happy and fulfilled. It's just not true. It's just shown to be false. What is then the point of this? And we're also told, still amazingly, repeatedly told, that the benefit of sport on society comes through winning more gold medals. In fact, the legacy of the London Olympics is shown to just be a fraction, a minute fraction of that we were led to believe. And that kind of success at a national level in elite sport has none of the trickle-down effect that we've been told to believe as well. So more gold medals does not mean a happier, healthier, fitter nation. Perhaps happier for a couple of weeks during and after the Olympics, and really not much more else. Where the real effect actually comes on a local community level, or in families, in clubs, not at that top global kind of star icon level. So what is it that's gone wrong? We've clearly been led down this path of the kind of profit motive, the win at all costs, the results hyper-focused approach. And we've lost track of what sport's true values and meaning is in the world, really what the true meaning of sport is. So in the True Athlete Project, we've sat down, we've been thinking about this for a long time. And I mean, it's not difficult, actually. We've created a comprehensive philosophy around the real meaning and value of sport. But when it comes down to it, what the individuals are getting out of it, the athletes are getting out personal growth, this kind of effort and challenge that allows them to grow and develop themselves. They're getting new, incredible, interesting experiences, and they're growing their relationships with people of different ages and different backgrounds and different countries if they're international. That's what it is. That's what an athlete can get out of doing sport. That's the true meaning. So when we focus entirely on the results, we're creating the anxiety, the stress, all this performance anxiety, that on the one hand, it's taking the focus away from what really matters, what's actually meaningful for the athlete, which is the relationships, the experience, the personal growth. And it's hindering them from actually performing, because as we know in sport, you need to focus on the process. You need to focus on mastering the skill and being absolutely present in the moment in order to perform your best, to perform with freedom and to perform with confidence. And this results focused approach is constantly dragging athletes and coaches out of the moment, out of the process, and onto the end result. What's my ranking going to be? What's my result going to be at the end of the day? Am I going to win this medal? And I've seen this, I've experienced this personally firsthand, just the devastating effect of being way too focused on the results. And I had an incredible shift in my experience of performance, being able to perform with far more freedom and joy when I was really able to let go of that and just compete for the pure joy and love of the sport. So what is it that we need to do as a society? We need to claw back sport to the real value, to the real meaning of sport. And as we see it, there are some particular values, we call them the true athlete virtues, actually, that are lacking even from some quite progressive sporting environments, but they're almost always kind of completely forgotten, but are absolutely pivotal to athletes, coaches, everyone in the environment really getting a healthy, fulfilled experience, a joyful experience of sport when they go through it. Those 4 virtues. And it must be said that you can go through sport, you can achieve an incredible amount, you can become world champion without any of these virtues, just using hard work, teamwork, effort, the traditional athlete values or virtues of discipline and all those things that we know about. You can get to world champion like that. You don't need any of these true athlete virtues. But if you go through your career without any of these, then you're setting yourself up for failure in the long run, for the long life, even during your career, but especially after it. So what are those 4 virtues? They are compassion, responsibility, awareness, and integrity. If you want to know more about those 4 virtues, you can check out the book, but really just let it be said, this is what we think is necessary to bring into these sporting environments. We need our coaches to be able to lead in line with these virtues, to prioritize them, creating more compassionate society, having athletes that really live with integrity and are taking responsibility for those around them, for their own journey, and just having an awareness of what matters in sport, what really is meaningful, and an awareness of what's happening for them in the present moment, a kind of mindful approach to sport. If we can implement more of those 4 virtues into our sporting environments, then we're getting a long way back from that hyper results focused approach and towards something much more meaningful, healthy, and just joyful. So that's a short introduction to how we see the world of sport at the moment and where it needs to go. As I said, if you'd like to find out more, then check out the book.